Hey guys, it is me again. Today is Friday, December 23rd. Makes it day 357 on a Project Serve Him More. Guys, as always, it's good to be here tonight. I hope y'all are doing good. I'm going to try to make this as quick as I can. Yeah. Like I said, guys, glad you all are here. Hope you're doing alright. I'll tell you something that irks me, guys. I wanted to get this out of the way tonight. I've been noticing on a lot of guys' videos and stuff that I've been watching. And now some people may just have an aversion to it, but I know most people don't. Um, it irks me when people like write on their videos and stuff, and they say Merry Christmas, but they use a X. They say Merry Xmas. I mean, like I said, some people may just, have an aversion to using the word Christ or whatever. But to me, if you've got that big an aversion to it and it offends you that bad, then don't wish people a Merry Xmas, or don't wish them anything. Then don't just say anything. Most people probably just use that just as a, I don't know, as a typing saver. Just to keep having to type so much. I guess I don't know, but it just irks me to see that Merry Xmas. That I don't know. I just wanted to get that out of the way. But let's see what else, guys. I don't know. Hope you guys are having a good Christmas so far. I know some of you may be traveling or something, so my views may be down over the next couple of days. But what was it, guys? There was something I was wanting to get to tonight before the scripture reading. Let's see. I talked about that. Picked my bone on the Xmas thing. Oh yeah. I tell you something I'm wanting to do, guys. And I figure now that I've got a TIG welder, and I've got plasma cutters and pretty much everything I think that I would need to do it with, I would like to build a turbojet engine. I've been watching a lot of guys on YouTube that's been doing it, and I don't know. In one aspect, I don't think it'd be too hard to do, but then on another aspect, I think it'd be a pretty good little job. So, um, if any of you guys have got any ideas on that, or I know there's a website that I'm going to go to that some of the guys have been talking about. This guy shows quite a bit of stuff. And for you guys that don't know, basically what a turbojet engine is, or some people call them jet turbine, or a turbine jet, or basically what you do is you just take a turbo off of a whatever you can find, a turbo off a car, a turbo off a diesel pickup truck, or a piece of equipment. You take a turbo and you turn it into a jet engine. You run it backwards, basically. You take the compressed air out of the compressor part that normally goes through the intercooler and into the engine. You take that and you run it back into the exhaust, and you build a combustion chamber. You build a big combustion chamber back there, and of course you've got to have a spark plug in it. You've got to either inject. I see guys using different types of fuel. Some people use kerosene or diesel fuel. Some people use propane. So you inject that in with a spark plug, and you ignite it, and then it comes out the exhaust port of the turbo. So I mean, they're just pretty neat. Most people build like little square um, stands to put them on, but there's a lot to it. Like I said, you've got to have an oiling system, you've got to have a fuel system, you've got to have an ignition system to light the spark, and you've got to build the combustion chamber, and the way they talk, you've got to be pretty close in the ballpark on that, and the combustion chamber is made of 2 or 3 different parts. You've got a flame tube and just different stuff. So if any of you guys know where a man can get any of that information at, I mean, I got to see. First thing I got to do is see if I can find a turbo for cheap, because I wouldn't be able to spend, which most guys, that's what they say. They say, 100, $150, for a turbo is about all you can spend on one. You know, and I really don't know where you'd find one that cheap at, you know. Uh, you know, maybe one in a junkyard or something. But anyway, if any of you guys know anything about that kind of stuff, or that kind of stuff just interests me so much. And so if any of you guys know anything about that, or know where I can get some information on building a homemade turbojet engine, I would appreciate it. Let's see what else. I guess that's about it, guys. I'm going to try to, within the next little bit, I don't know, guys. I'm hoping we're not going to have too hard of a winter. So far, we've not. So far, it's been good. By this time last year, we already had over a foot of snow, and we've not had any this year so far. So, what I'm trying to get at is, I'm hoping I don't have to buy. I'm hoping I can wait till spring and buy a generator. So, if I can, I'm wanting to spend a little money and buy a powder coating kit. And I'll tell you one reason I'm wanting the powder coat, guys, is because I'm all the time painting out here in the garage. And I know you can't replace painting with powder coat completely, you know, but on a lot of these small parts and stuff that I paint, I make such a big mess painting. You know, it gets on the floor, it gets on the garage doors, the fumes pull into the house. And with powder coating, you don't have that, you know. I mean, I watch guys powder coat, and they'll have a little bit of residual dust left over here, but you can sweep it right up. You know, you bake it in the oven, and it's 10 times more durable than paint. So I don't know. I've been wanting to order me like I've told you guys before, a Eastwood powder coat kit. So I don't know. I've been thinking about ordering one maybe within the next week or so. Um, I don't know. Still got to find an oven and somewhere to put it, but I've got little toaster ovens right now that I could actually use for, you know, I could bake small parts. But so anyway, guys, maybe I'll have you some kind of video on that. Let's get to the important part tonight, guys. That is, of course, the Word of God. So in Acts chapter 27, starting in verse 28, here we go. And sounded and found it 20 fathoms. And when they had gone a little further, they sounded again and found it 15 fathoms. They were checking the depth of the water. Then, fearing lest we should have fallen upon rocks, they cast 4 anchors out of the stern and wished for the day. And as the shipmen were about to flee out of the ship, when they had let down the boat into the sea, under color as though they would have cast anchors out of the fourth ship, Paul said to the centurion and to the soldiers, except these abide in the ship, you cannot be saved. He said, if you guys don't stay in the ship, you won't be saved. Because my God has promised me that this ship, you know, that nobody's going to be killed on this ship. You get off this ship, you don't have that guarantee. Then the soldiers cut off the ropes of the boat and let her fall off. And while the day was coming on, Paul besought them all to take meat, saying, this day is the 14th day that ye have tarried and continued fasting, having taken nothing. Wherefore I pray you to take some meat, for this is for your health, for there shall not be a hair fall from the head of any of you. And when he had thus spoken, he took bread and gave thanks to God in presence of them all. And when he had broken it, he began to eat. Then were they all of good cheer, and they also took some meat. And we were in all the ship 216 souls. And when they had eaten enough, they lightened the ship and cast out the wheat into the sea. And anyway, guys, that makes 10 verses. That's where we're going to stop tonight. I do got to try to make this as short as video as I can. I know we're already, right at 9 minutes. So, anyway, guys, as always, thank you all for being here. I love you guys. If you need anything, let me know. It seems like there's something I'm forgetting, guys. Something I was going to tell you guys, but I don't know. As they say, if you forgot it, it must have been a lie. So, I don't know. Maybe just wasn't that important. But, I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. Now tomorrow's Christmas Eve, so I know I've got something black on my nose. Looks like I've been outside painting. It's probably green. I've been out there painting old canteen. It's like an old, probably 20 years old, not a real old canteen because the inner liner's plastic on it. But the guy gave it to me, and I be blasted, ain't gonna paint it. And the guy that works for me, his wife, she likes collecting some of that old stuff, you know, kind of old antique stuff, and it was real bad rusty, so I bead blasted it and told him I'd bead blast it and paint it for her and, you know, give it back to her so she could use it for decoration. So that's what I've been doing. So that's probably the reason I've probably got a big spot right there on my nose. But anyway, guys, like I said, thanks for being here. Hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. Just normal stuff, guys. Keep praying for me and the church. Guys, there's a vibe right now in our church. Just, I mean, I feel it. I hope everybody else feels it. There's just such a vibe that our church has got such excitement in it. And this nativity deal, I mean, I'll be honest. A lot of people, I think, were dreading it. I think a lot of people didn't like it. Didn't, you know, because they knew they were going to have to do stuff and it was going to inconvenience them. But now that it's over with and they seen that there was lives touched and lives, you know, people crying and people driving through it 4 and 5 and 6 times, I think everybody is tickled now and they're ready to do more work for the Lord. So keep praying for that. Pray that we'll have anybody show up Sunday. You know, having church on Christmas Day is kind of a iffy proposition, but you know, I'm having it anyway. So thank you guys. Like I said, thanks for being here. If you guys need anything, let me know. Good Lord willing, I'll be back here tomorrow night, guys. Until I see y'all again, good night and God bless.